jare winyo ruf kone jan yanyang kalejol malare kawai gaga mayan di tarane mayom kabul julga panya jare winyo ruf kone jan yanyang kalejol malare kawai gaga mayan di tarane mayom kabul julga panya jare winyo ruf kone jan yanyang kalejol malare kawai gaga mayan di tarane
Malum golong, malaka war, malaka changder, malaka runwang, peg de guan te yentin, in Nuer Nation. awale ye mo ngi yene jen program la ne la no la lat keno bin wore bi kete wedien ci an ko bina te kel ka jang ken jur charo lot rol chago mi goro bi dor la de te gadu namo a thoka nation bo Nuer nation mi dit ci da mer tribe ci kon tribe Nuer nation mi dit a nation de te ne ko wede tame kon Nuer te kon go wedan bo min kwala gor no ba raja Nuer tel mi chale South Sudan gorke tel mi chale bina te kel ko jur tu gorke jur te ko weekend lia ro ka be chon cha lel gor ko bina te rol mo china ro lin ka jur de kon ba ne kon ba ke wot kien kan ba kon ku dag buno chu kwa ke Nuer dom la ne no ka pal ke kente diala to a kwa gwi ni jen du Nuer tele jende South Sudan bina ku le dier ko mi gor ke jor jur mde ko weekend e kenyin kien kula de ken atel gan Nuer mi liu yo gang e jor gang mi chale South Sudan mi ko ke ni shode ko ni lo de bo rol chagwa ci rol e jen kon sine ne me wo ke jala ka ci anen bo me tem ga jara na South Sudan kamo ji Darfur ma ken ga berejo kanu ba mountain ken ga berej ko rol chagwa ta doro ke miede kan right de peg the nation linger order karode nu mi jeglat karode brode luga la ngulet kone pan mi yed yen ga jur chike rodi ende luga ngunda ke Nuer ko kwala gurni je o ba weidun kan bigani chu gwel en gwado beryang dun ba wokeke na me competition mi dide ko mi did kuna compete ke tek nation ni twa je guje lawo idia na ka mi je ka mi gwa ka nguni te dialo to tele ke tin changa ne kel chi mare win mo na me le ni interest so mi gwa ka mi je akam du kana ko ko ba riudien ken nation ni ken ne dialo ti te re o ame chicken dier ko o cha lu chicken dier ka chuong chi mo dier yen ka chuong ne ramanu begad ka mididi ka begad ka chup ka wor level idi ten dier na aname chwa je gwejeno ite ke South Sudan ba gor no wana mo mu Nuer je kap ba chu ja go wen mgwa alo bien kwan le nende kon amene gad kun bo bia gad kun bia ka sign ko bi ka le ne de kon ka amene chiankel ki mare ko ro chimu ke problem ko ro chimu ke riek mi chite tin won ka ne de kon kon ni ko me ye cha kon win mon dide mun dide tera ma ka gwade tamo mo chi na mo ji ke dide longa chi anene tame en win mon te lo gwa mi de jeg mi la free a chen wi re bat pin tela island chen ne island kel mi bi jeg a tel gwande tamu kwa ka claim ngute every piece of land ngute ka gwande ko cha ngach en ideale mun tele min lenya ka goy tele yodu per ka je tele tit de mar par ka je mun ejen kwan tik na thin kanien win mon ba chal ka je win mon ko jen mun tek na re yame kami ki anen ki mare law ne ideal kuram mon ki na claim kayen ki mare ki mundu de claim mundu ne diran min gwa me te ka ti ya reide chai de claim ya ku lo goro be alene ne di konga ka be gar kun ku lu chu jo be ka lene ne di konga ka ki mare a pal ka nien wala en charmi cheno tali chuong ko de gadu mi da bi kwa min nogi kan nogi ji kan nge de ji lagwan ge de ji laman chede mer kwa de nyam ko den o gada mo bi yogul la denu o bi liw ko queen end kom na mo dwer a kon chi wakariyak mi chi ko da solve no wen your reality kamen kan wone dabke togen tu kien lum ken nyin kien hier la dunia no hore ho bia liw kwidien jen ko nyal garode jen gad ko ma liw ga na hier kan yen ne di cha go bia liw kwin end kom me kam yen raren wit kam ga raren wit a ko lar ni je a loy dan ko kele no wit ba kam rar chen ko na kam rar we dan de ko economy dan de ku ya pin economy mu bum economy mi ci bi ngan liad ko rode ko hi anen ta me South Sudan ma ngade ni liado hi wit cha kula tem ni je agwa mo bora me tin be duor ben kan ka liado mo be ka jar we dan ci loy ko de logo na mo mai keni nyen we dan economy dan ta ma kan develop agwa de ko la kan resource nitin ni o liat kan ka jar arun wori ba ku develop ba ku refine re jane ari hi mare mi ran dit che de chara ne me ka gad ka economy bit de ka liat ko rode jen ko ke South Sudan kuma kam ga jara ka binti o tam luanga na dab ka gad tel chuk ko ci deform ni ben gad no re tango no bi Chinese ben ba nyen no re di gad ko be goro ba ta ba to no re mani chanka ko te ke policy cha lalat to mi ran ben ke dab ke ran wo ngu de ba ran wit bo tidi ko ka lalat ko be no re ba ku wo ko wi kun biya ku le te ke division mi di kamine yen ene me alo tidi ko ka lalat te do ba unity dun ba de minen yene alo tidi kan ke ko shi abita ke economy ko mu de rami chara lad rami chara go ma de lara kam rar wi de ko we dunda ka ma ta ga buom ka ma ngode en o ta tin re mon a kam rar a ke ga yad pin ba lar tidi ke bor ne ka a ta ram bo wona me a chang wo kana lok bo economy o bi gad ku te ke economy o bi te ke economy di de long agentic komala na wo mit fi o cham gani gen lie de chara borar ku muni ba ku lo ni je cham ge ra nan che jen ba je process they gonna refine yo ja refine de berar la gasoline nien plastic bo plastic in kwa cell phone ji lat ke je be ka liet computer ni plastic lat ke computer bo ka liet ke gas ko rade kana mo kana anu ka natural gas bo min te pinga kon gon wari jem la dole heat titi ka de kon ka pel ke billion ni de kon ga je ke natural gas kana oil krade economy di do mo de kon te just ke natural gas kana oil ko balad go benay de bir refinery te baga gor benay de bi turbiel gar oil tanker ni baga gor oil tankers a chang no konabo and o de kon ke oil ship tanker ships then ara ko bun ke Djibouti bo alo bi na de Nuer oil tankers chede gwa o de yen jo chede yo charan be kwa menene mi guji tam lat ke ti bombo ma longa ne ideal ngude bitene kon pinya tel bigar kon liwe diarrhea katat ke ni spaceship wona ni ray kwel ngude be kon te pin be kon te job industry ni da rawti te payalado gor ken ti dia gor ne iden bi ger ga torbiele gore ne iden bi ler ke refine ni gore ne iden bi ne iden bi clean up lat kaden ne dia la to be ken nuare yo de be ken ne jek ke yo to be ken you lat ke economy dan ko mi ta yo ba mo ke tax mi kogodor ke yo mi te ne ide ke yo ke economy ndo dien ba ke industry ndo chi cha man flag kana kun cha je bugor ke jur chi South Sudan dam man flag ni ke jaga ke Brazil ku ken mi luan kana ga bo nien man flag ndan mi chi siang ro nore der an woni ke Brazil ba je nong tin ba la wul kam ni ne di kong yo Brazilian ni kan ne ba ku lo mo ke yo ken Brazilian farmers, Brazilian chicken farmers, chicken raisers, yeah, ken ida mamu ke yo. She kon dem lar no mo kon wore. Mi rami pit ka man palang mi tit ke. Ram mo aja ram bir yang ni jan jaram bia chicken farmer kon wore. Ko bine dial kok kaje ka man palang. Ka man tam ni ka bel. Do ba ka lo gor ke jure. Mi jin gan nuara ki chieng nuara mi ngaje o de mi ngaj piet ka por. Ma bina ben kaje. Ka sugar cane sukar bo. Don't di alway dan. Yen sukar mi kon te ke sugar refinery. No ba ne di latin gorbo. Sugar refinery mo mi ya ku te ke jen sukar. Ma win mon ke lo gore sukar. Ni cha de la ni East Africa. Bien kwan ne di ku sukar ka East Africa. Many Africa je control bo. No mo yang mi ben ke ya. Ka we dan bo. Take a dab. Take a quartz. Let na let ke thane. Let ke quartz crystal. Ka quartz crystal te we dan. And some diamonds too. Take a thing. And a little bit of gold. The length in a mugbo. Today economy down here, look. Here mare, me come ga yararan way down. There con you lat kenti reality. Kabal lad nigga chang kel and boka yararan way. Ko which chai become rar go tell economy by develop. But by develop an economy. By you come to your and which bena you knew agent berar which bena could do. Balat and on which come Gerard, Kachang Kel, Brahma Wallet. Kalad. Economy by develop. Chabia economy taught the Lord de South Sudan. Why? Chamgani Yothin. South Sudan a corruption. Kula Jangono Rundiniam. Benin in way the albakamaj, but all the you tag boom. Yo, but you are here, corruption apalke. Tell me him ladaja, corruption apalke. Who can la no, tin qual, eka kutakel kanga. Eka qual legitimize, a qual la check a jack a lot. Kanga yan ideal quality. But you take job, but you take meal, benore, can a guard con because you tapping. A changun ariang bo, yan and one yan. Ramen to miam, but the miam a many shanker. One yan yallen. Did he can go agur? She Maria Capalke. After Miss South Sudan a gorke. Nay de la wagge, jam, go ne o bene banyo de, bomda. bom biya nyode ke economics ko she mare mi ke ran ni nen tamme naga ya me naka ne kon economics ken yo ti elie nuore no mo mun nuore no mo jen naka ne kon go kwide ram ken ne no mo tie ko do be kam ngin ngwane wo bi wan ku lap bi ne ne yo ka ken tin nek ne kun e chen bum ka mej ka ga li yo chen ni me jo to chi ka be jag bo mo na ka to bum ka wo mon e yo economy a midden to doro e kon let we down in a man e chen bum point du e tel me per ka ji ka te li yo e jin mi tel lot e chen ti ka loy lo nyam mi tel me per ka ji jang jin wud me bum ni ja jang jin wa kor mi tel me min gaina na mi tel li yo hibi yed ke F-15 ke muni hibi yed ke F-15 ke AK-47 kam metin gori yan ga yan nore hibi aro defend ga je hiya ka bijak ko ba fundraising ne lat ka Canada ki ka US ki ka Australia yo tin gor ko ba ko grem yala kan tidiality la ka je ka wech mi ci berar ka mun kar yang antare wech what kun cha yer ci mare fundraising en balat awo bna de ke real ni tin lonke ko te la community kon mi de 1 billion le raise ke ron kel kwa malarga kon wori de kon 1 billion de kon raise ako lara chirama yoga yorpe chirama 30,000 yorpe ka kon chi kon de lunga na machi mare ajen me yitwok lawo cha yo cha ko yorpin hey yo di yor ka bin minawo yis ka jang nguni mu cha lado cha kan be ma cha na tam kan nei de lado chi wo chi ro kwen man min bina lut o bia we kamrar ko mi ja we dun kamrar bia kun mo mi de mo tam birama kuta ka interest bia ku joge kanden mi goro be marka ne te mi be jak bia te ka economy mi bia control ka economy ka jiwet ka ne de let ka let economy do mi lu de ni mi chamni tin dere we ka tel ne de let chingwa ku ngi farmer ni chikene jiku kathali ne ku country ni ne ku ngade company la tet economy do but whopping ko ko ni gen economy mo ba economy rona yo mi ya ku ngaje economy dun de yen yo kun ko yalla ko ba ki ko je mi wi ka South Sudan tam en year kan yo tan ture garangten woodkel e jen garanga mo ci South Sudan kamrara jen kuore jen ko jen tidia branwa be yo tete wunwara be yo de kan yam garangten garang e loge o be mi chala South Sudan garang me te ka plan ko ba munware e ba mai garang mo jen be nyam de be ka yo kun yen ne de lado benara ka South Sudan na mo ci poñ mi di there are dignity de ala wud nuara ala chieng nuara there are yek ka kwingu ka shodu kana tek du ejan kelen te jira yo ame ko terram tek ka tek mu dorar ka wada te continent betek ka tek du anan bi yedu jel ejan toknom Come tea take a day, Lanatico. They take a short Mugua. They wait to Relica. They God could bind wit. Mila wait in. Maybe a joy they often. Birantic. They take a little bit took Kadwale. Because they take it on took Kadwal, Kaquin one. Balanin Eddie Conca God con the pill. One now, dummy. Every year. Nigan, where is Jacke? She got a problem, got diaspora. While a bell God. God quick and talk. Hey, God, tell a business quite yet. Cathel a wit, me corner, I look at Quidian and God. God, Janet, ta Lumine, 2005, ne? May Guaniki and Yojak. Like a corruption, me did. God, Janet, ta Lumini can run to a dual goro, tell me a lot. Tell me, Chiquaniki and Gomuke $1 million to talk business. Tell me, Jelke, when they are going to run it to talk. Be a God who, coach it and they compete. Ramte one ke $1 million. Be a God couldn't you quit it? Hey, Naga get a lot. Tell me long can it. I'm like a young. Kayo mission abene, here mare. Which are coming are. Be God con could take a quack. Bigger could compete. Kaga Chinese, Kaga Ling, Kaga Johnny. Kaga any deal because you park, or the tell me God con. Eh, Charles Sudan shot him a rapping. Here mare, here, dear. He and dear more on a lot of y'all, Rami Jago for the Naki or whatever. Na me, you been cut talk. You been cutting now. God couldn't tell like a future. Tell like a future. Me dig God me taught me cabin time be a ngajo go, me logi o be a camera roll now the Mogada mochi future de here chop, here what? Tabamer Park got young. Me why you cooked in the South Sudan, man. We need you. Me go ye or she or land talk. We ye win one kelu. Ka win one kelu. Man can win like a win or got a better economy. The me the day. Chang a bully. God could be a economy. Because you just want it. One big young thing. But I'm going to wait. Okay, wait to take a come with a leg quack. Quackity dig a jug on it. With a lay economy. With a lay resources. Then don't be a God could you can try information processing. Where you Rwanda. Rwanda can't tell me wait on resources. Yeah, you can go on it. So we can a lot. You can well, okay, my about conference centers to go back at it. You are tough kicker. Be control number one destination conferences. Let conferences, my big con come yoden. God con let him be a Georgia. Ko you a charno, a charan Kagami. Nation da, but head. God ka nation ka ken God. Try we knew what in Nuer, Rudian can Nuer can 70, 60, no, a Kajanamo. Rudian can Nuer get 20. Me got when mid 20, here 25, being a Genjin Lanwer. Kakenian majority. Me yin am chop 50. Sianga yo china minority right Nuer. Laduno be more in God. 20 19 become identity jan ladunam tara ko be longa ter bom jena kaji chala ngur kaji ladunu biga nore biga joga janen kam jararan wi de yana yu lelene de kan ngot kon bu wi jala na mo bi loy ko tes kaji ba ji mo ke ngade ke pension ba jo ji gwandit ke mandit ku nyur wana me jana pension do lar ka jite lo ko ine diet kaka mine ya dendi da ka ya captain no ka 20th century ku nyur ko loy ku ted ka tin jilat ko ye nok bo hore ne de weda kami jin dit wi je logo na mo u kula lo do ka ne kan wani dit min logo no e be god ke bin wani te wi ya malinga mi chat yo no Kiamen linga mishet no mare o ake liu. Did maybe can compete kagadke. Kajira mandiat na. They could compete kagan. Narana gwinyo economy gad ka betedi. Angu bagad ka la robi ka mit jago. Chimo ya neno Rwanda che gujo tale resources so you're already mo ke conference centers. To wait ya look ko now you've been bechwat be yo ju ke tourism. Kayen. Yen nore ne ti kut ka pot. Ka win mgwa. Me tiang ka pew ka lakes ka streams ka lady go. Ka liya ni tapinde. Ka natural gas. Ka mun mgwa mi don di dia raide. Ka pel gad kunbo. Gad me pel gad pel baran khamrar ka refugee camp. Goren min torandan. Kabel chup niga university top university. Ki mar ka gad to. Muku yen ka ngejo gwa. Doro no rebo. They take economy based on cell phone kind of technology bo. Mu gorgeje. Tell me Rwanda che cell phone che tek. We I know the ya nene mon lada. Kon do jog along. Nene. Rwanda makes first Rwanda launches first made in Africa smartphones. Nakadori Yenin. Rwanda launches first made in Africa smartphones. China raw materials. I mean, all the time. Tell me, I can't link. Tell me a Mara phone. Could Rwanda waiting to down. Queer long and way down. And wait Rwanda. Could tell me you Rwanda can't link Rwandese. You know the link. Kayo. Kakwa what con yare? Jang, even I compete ke jang. Palajan jang. Jang, shere here lay la riam na the Lord. Rela tere pin. Chui, I think. No one can yara could you could put a nigger, chona nigger. Be a pelino, but lugarade. Problem is a lot in it. I know the native a lot by Jangat. Ramishi and Nak K86, Naga in a guy jag 85, K86. Ramishi and Naka to read. Rami may let Kel, Rwanda, K English ni. Me go by a conquer English, 1930, 1920. Anga may let Kel, I didn't young me. But you tell on the lare, back another time. I just tell you got a bill of guard, charge bill of wit. Hey, where you win any all of this stuff? Then tell me I knew what you can. Tell me, young man, take a relationship. Mara, Rwanda. Information technology, you can go and work at it. Come over, Chang and Cooper in it, can't go on tell Corol Nora. Rwandese, you get one made. You can go new, especially can Tutsi, and we know about Ni Tutsi. Rwanda, Tutsi kingdom. Try to quit away ina me che dun tutsi yo mi gwe Rwanda mi cha Rwanda la jini cha tutsi ne riuna chicken queen wo chicken ngeni yo te mi cha twa mi ta Rwanda kiam ling twa ele ya you don't te tin but riuna chicken ngeni lo te mi cha twa jor mi tot ka hutu ne te hutu mi la rit ka Rwanda we ya ka jang chero a position ko and South Sudan be benyin ka baroro ku jage ramin kwa kwor ka South Sudan na mo mi de yana no economy dan millet kone de kon you par ge je en Rwanda me ke de leni jabo ke ja de lanu bina par ge je de leni jabo Rwanda so and wale goro de right ke demandan ni bul guy gadan mi ci to ka economics ka be wana me la gad metod so je pi ke US ka diaspora ya lar wala goro de je tie ke question ni ti lu ni wo en economy dan ko nore de kon real ke de kama gor ko bi economy be chup ka pet ko ne kon ga ne de nok lat nik mu jiran ke opportunity o be kudle te ka wedu nyurni wedu kala ni nyen ko ne kon bi ga led along mi ba gor biran gor mi ba lat biran led ga lojde be yu ka jak be tik de yalaka but the time nuori pen kon ka opportunity amani chenkel when amani ne mo kon ngong ko ba lare ji da wo ji tie na ka yo ji Africa tie na kia ji Africa lung ka mi da gwa ka sia ro lung ka tabo kunu ri dia la wa ga te le yo ko ka ji Africa ba ka la lok ka chi ma ri chen ga de pel ka wana me chen na me kan kon nen lo a collective problem a problem dan kon dia kon nuori riek mi dit ye ma ri che solution mi dit gore mi kam ga yara rol en wejen tam rol na ma ba chi ma kon jogi janon wejen bram wo balet yen ji US yen de ka diaspora chia bile tini ye ka yo bia tini ji Africa ka yo chi mo lat ke jang tam ne de ka diaspora ka ken jang la ken tini ne de ka South Sudan ka yo chi ken ne de ka South Sudan ne yang ne la tini ji rar ka yo ka wona day by day bi changa ben bi changa go ni changa ka jang woni jen karyam a jen ki ken de al kwa millionaire ne rami chia millionaire mo ke jaga lat a millionaire mi guji chari tin tat ke jang dam from Juba a wona ka wow ken a will ken a euro gun ka gwadan chen ken ge le ni jang sin ngani ken bi jen ga runwang mi ram de Juba di ne ne me di confirm right ni ken go tu ken wo ka tet ke cha ka je ken yo ken jang tin de da wo jen dam chol ke we ka Juba ka ken ne de ku yu ka she mane when will we see and hold him and jang te the rode jang mi chan ba par ka nuor me rang in a few days chan jan ba par ka ram rang ka nuor ka jan gor ke jang men bi je lwang eneme ya we dun kamrar a chegano chwa le gor no bi angur ke jan South Sudan mo chwa le gor no bi angur ke South Sudan tame ba bul ba connect qua system. Okay. Okay. So, an economy, jen about Latinum. When tell like a future. Future dien Mike je niam manikian and guanikian. Kathela millet corn. God con Michi con go muke future. Bigger or bar. Me barka rore wit. She old dwalke. But I'm at 20, here 21. Take the kelu, take me am there. Now mo can you 30. Can you 40, here 50, here 16. Run the ala to mutke. Kayo me take a South Sudan, banana yellow, South Sudan, me, Wajama, me nana one you can let the air quit. You're going to can my one maybe ye kajang. Kayo young baker at the babane. Yo chaku ter and corbo. Policy in which economic policies who can favor any young. God nuera me 20. Young and a worry, the jelga worry. The jelga worry chum, but banana got young and me jelga sports car. The Lord could have it. Take 2013, Chanang money. Magarbo Bolano and a Macadin. A rod of butter. Bawa, Dumber or the Jaguar, the Chuột Kangakan at the US. Here to Europe. Kajan and walk. Tamagard gone, didn't you work in Libya? Did you moire a year go Gorgon or the Chupka US? Kakangadi ka Europe. God content Nanke, a la young. Mikan Matuagra or me. Oh, they knew a day can like a young a jala. The talk. Katuagan in Tamni, Motoko, Raja and Tammy. Take God Nora Medwake. Take God Nora and Bilu. Ko shall look and worry about world not the camera. Terk in me quick and load. Me go and me nor me go can go big me go con becon a neck and jam. Genon and Bargazal, Nick on one teeth. Genon and bore. Kialo no biagan. Nubia lad bialano boom nay biaga shaking it. And then be a walk. Chiamari. God, the Shilu, Kogorgan, oh, they are to get better future. The Jimware year Mediterranean more can be a chuka Europe. Luke a quick or can con a lot about all other barrialka. Again, may neck and a more. Komigwaji, in the US Constitution, the Declaration of Human Rights, the Declaration of Independence. And we allowed in Declaration of Independence. Okay. Ngadi. Ebo lawyer. Okay. You know the Declaration of Independence. We mean she a lot American. Impointable in Declaration of Independence. Latin economics. Yang I bolo la ram dier ko te god ke ne god go te gidi in declaration back when but gweje ngade in economics tin lat kenge lat kenge geriet mi dong but lat kenu go ne no ba we kamrar ko be god ko kutik a lot one of me when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitled them. Ate ramilare o iloko de oden or chongarade. Ramilade no mo kuja kot kia gwan kaja. Chukut nuari chak ala nation. Jaya kam mundian ya kam niko tudian. Obia chongaro kun ala nuari. No mo a boom a long michuko da kamia. Ajan la lingni ya wana me la American ije. Ngot kot. Kan ngot o. Kan kot point de bo. Che lara bin nation be chongarade. Chaja bilen chaja bi roya ramadon be chuong himo deran chuong garade a nation ka gwe ga kan America ne chicken gwa ke English ke colony ke English bo right ga to ken culture ni ken tela ka de kan ngode chi America la berara la separate nation ka yen nuare but ne de la de no hey tell me jeko dera ta ga waj anu o loga je ka logi e den lore no te mi jektin ka gojde yere me lar tell me je nga de me log ka bi log ma jen point du jiram loga what a man to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another political bands to get polity and to assume among the just powers of the earth sigan you lar mi to ga na mi ci gwad ben o be nation be jian be jor be jian ka jor be dong alo be long tin ci ko ga gorpin ka rewa ka ngot ke bon ko mi gwa ben lo be nation bro gwa o de ran gwa o de larna ga reason kan chuk tin jian ga na ajen ko la de declaration of independence chicken la no you are go ne o de ne jian gwe na me ngugu yana de yana no go de ne jian chicken la ne yana mo ko la ne yo yen you are jian ne tele yeriet ne na me jian ne anu ku ne la ye reason tin jian ga ne ka yen wori tele reason ti de yen ka topo ma chu yen ka ro ku nuwen. We hold these truths self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. A right. Chuang you could come in. Chuang book could nyal can pin. O take. Go there around me to the or me me come take do. Again could karade. Take. A chuang them freedom over our law but men go to law do bad no more a me boko kut chabokaran no me kam gi gwandi ni ko kut karade taram de yemer kan kaji kadaram de yemer kamji rawato and the pursuit of happiness but that law be a gore man mo be a jack a freedom a law I do no more. And then you were to secure these rights. Go back a gang can chuang the tea. Go me come with you could. Here be pelaja bang no. Ma be a you be a gang. A mujin cha come in one day. Here moon you could come corner. We will corner look and oba gang. Ka ba you. tele mun dong biko the kam kon tele je lia dun kana tek dun te dun yen nore bi lar yen mi bi tek ke la bi lar yen mi bi liu te ram dong an kana ne de kon la de ne me kwa laro ejen ko the right ke yebo chiri mi ko ben ko ye la lar ye o yen nore ko la right ko tu ka na ko ye de jogi tam we tega jenen mundu no gwa me kama jarar jen bi tega je bu yen look ejen lia tele mundu kong di bi chang tele mundu de ga de ke kinya di bi majin jenon ja wo kinya ti jeng yen refugee camp ne ay Ethiopia jenon de yen ga refugee camp ko mu ro ga ye bun ay banaro bar ka shomal jenon te yen ga refugee camp chang ye tak lag yen tigini jalam ni amunu mi bi awosino wuj mu won cha kan ke lu cha claim te ram ka gwade te la gwade dong mi bi akula kan mi bo yen gwadu na me pal I'm Jimbol Ben. I will call him in a few minutes. You can allow it to secure these truths that all men are created equal. They're endowed by the Creator with certain unalienable rights. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And secure these rights, governments are instituted among men. I don't Lord and Kumen amo. O be chung de ja kam ye gwandi nu kurakut. O ba ka gam. I don't Lord. Deriving their powers ko kume jaga boma mo jaga wonet jaga jakaji. Right. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government, laying for its foundation such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Micha yenek akume South Sudan dudi dun la dun o biya wo yakume namo biya kume dun biya yat pin yanore ajana ya la America meni tamme tele wit mithere yo ame me per ke America me ka bom ka yo ken la re china de le gian ka wedan ne English empire after all ko kon ling lin ni ken la re no kono mo right door chi go ni ngen ngoni tamme ji berar ken ko ne ri yang de yen go ni me let chi mari then one of me lari what happened one of me lari one of me so lot can it in Charlotte ngade British yo ka jigan wa shi mara kon de mara kon tin British then you can what nor have we been wanting an attention British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislator to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of the circumstances of our immigration and settlement here. We have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by the ties of our common kindred. Kan lara kamo marna kamo riam dana kelo. Kan yen bejin chiang bejin chiang ne America wana me. Ka tame kurian goro bia way the right ka ruin mi choro lot. Kana me choro lot. Kangude kan kali. They too have been deaf to these voices. So you can want to to the end. We therefore, the representative of the United States of America, in General Congress assembled, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world, for the rectitude of our intentions, do in the name and by the authority of the good people of these colonies, solemnly publish and declare that the United States colonies and of right ought to be free and independent states, that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as a free and independent state, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. So Lord Ken one me wa yen mi wa ya kamra rol na Talatke, to you can allow one me, levy war, Milarian Kur, be a yen Kuwajidong, be a Larian no more. Migoriano be a mal sign, Kawimeridian, be a sign a malamo, be a Larian. Migoriano be a take alliances, Kawidacom, be a Larian. Try you go your day and take alliances, Kawidacom, Migorian Indian South Sudan. Go. The way my Yolano, okay, Yedian go with South Sudan, Kamudi and Gorian in South Sudan. Come on, go with your money and South Sudan and boom. And you establish commerce, again, economics, be a trade, be Kwakunwarar, be Yenendo Kong bigger beret, and to do all other things. Again, Kuala Gor, Gobia, we don't come right, very connected. Commerce. Damn it. She demand an ball beret, be a good question it the Lone economics can ta and take a con ta take a guard con rar one. Bull.
Yeah, I was hearing everything you were saying. I'm chill on here tell long all day. That's all like a roll knot. You know. So
yeah.
As a disclaimer, wouldn't go all day like now. Dr. Ahmed. So forgive me in advance. You know, but I'll do my best.
Oh, the matter I'm Digi Bella, Canadian Gujan Damen. My general quiet guru back camera Ronaldo. Ko Mittel wit. Near God Condego, they took an agidi. Kajan quiet guru back camera Ronaldo. Kay Nyogbo. I don't know to say one. Near to know come to Linajabo. Dino brand like a Lloyd Nora. Lloyd, you can knock a neck. Kuguru will be a camera which took a Milan Yakin. Come on, take a young the lane you can't go to Naath. Come over there, the young, couldn't neck and worry. Come on, take a little linable. To right, Katung Nora. Kitchen on them a lot of an aircon. Then you can't do my right on the Tuglin and Yajin and Tuglin Lina Pankianbo. Because she can do a lot in a link. Lloyd, Ariam, again in Dinijan. So. You need to run de Malare, Makia. So mid laddy, well are comfortably, the token Kujina comfortable. Go Chang by Camara Ronaldo. Economics, you tell Ladica took me in Bagaloja Latum. So tell me, and pull me. So she Lani economics, right? Yeah. Okay. So Querman Larna name what you studied. Could be winner be US. What time? Could you run
Well, I came to the U.S. man, Takarun Baro, in the year 2000.
Yeah, 2000.
Yes. So I grew up in many states. You know, Chichen, Guatemala. Like we spoke on the phone in MHA, Georgia, but it's not about me. You know, the conversation is about old Naath. As far as economics. I studied it not for any kind of intellectual pursuit. It's more for personal financial interest. You know, I don't want to get a PhD in economics. You know, that's not the goal here. You know, but I want to be able to do like a thing with money because I just caught myself mid sentence realizing that I'm speaking mainly the Kawaii. But yeah, Milada is been Rural America just a little bit over 20 years ago. So join month, you know.
So
but,
yeah, 28K 29.
Yeah, I'll be 29 in 2 months.
Okay, good. So much you could study in economics. Economics la lede dimiti yin tamen. In economics me lura nungu gar. La latke. Now, economy, economy, economy. Arani a limit in Nijan rar with me with the new economy. Go na me la one other gay long economy by yapin Kayoba lelity. Economy me a woo. Women are necon.
Okay. So again, go out talking about it, put one thing in the money. Because I want go all day they like Lloyd Kelly. But we're Nikon Dhaka. especially scientific word even just jargon to chak. Because even though me you know. So we spoke about it the other about 2 days ago, I believe, or 3 days maybe. But it's going like a quid and the money, and then what is economics? Okay, well that's it's the newest science as far as disciplines, you know. Chile at all. No, Chile for sure. But it can be Michia wrong the wrong way. You know, let me flip this camera sideways.
Okay. Oh, it's a good one. Yes, that's good.
Okay.
That's a good one.
So Chile, but it can be Michia Nanka wrong way. This Michia Nanka with the route of the Soviet Union and how they crumbled, you know. Communism, Chile, unless you take the Chinese style. But those are economic systems. Economics itself encompass everything that we know. You know, you know, a lot of people they assume it's the stock market. You know,
oh, yeah, stock market, got it.
Right. I had people come and ask me advice about the stocks. I'm just like, you see, it's bigger than that. You know, so it doesn't have one simple answer. But in our case, I would say. For the case of Rolling Naath, at least, we can look at the fact that we all send money back home. Like Jack on Yo, connect on to Chuchpin. You know, we know why there are. Yeah, this might be the best goal because the camera's on that way.
Oh, okay.
No problem. Neck on Chuchpin, and we send money constantly. We know why the Chuchka, but to tie in the economics of it all is to look at how we're building other countries, whether it's Juba, whether it's Gambela, that money they're spending within that region, you know, and that's your money, that's your hard-earned money, even though your loved ones are receiving that money, you know. Just looking at it on a smaller scale.
Okay, so maladi kwilano mi jaka yo kwa ga jaka ne kon ka jaka ne ka wi chi rodian bartin. So I'm working at Jack and Yoto. Any big work bill work on ni kwan king ni ki kwan Ethiopia ni ki kwan jalab ni. Yo but can jalab ni bit US dollars. And that conquer.
Yes.
So cook on the 10 win and the con.
Yes, with Yokon.
The Yokon.
Yeah. You know, that's the tragedy of it all. Because Michelet, whether it's you know, a small paying job or regardless, who you jock to your loved ones, and either for the most part take a Gambela or Uganda, Kampala somewhere, Nairobi, you know, and if they're in Nairobi, then there's a good chance they're a little bit more well off than say Gambela or the rest, but. To push that point a little further, I have family members that are building compounds in the Ethiopian region. Like, who does that benefit ultimately? You know. So again, economics and money. Who can tell me wait to come? She can tell me way down. So that's why we should declare. Not. It shouldn't even be a math problem. This is not very complicated at all. You know?
So could we do again they you declare again which bo ko a chang teth kon e ngade en Gambela bo o de a chang one contin a chang away down bo en Gambela tell kon rule not
that's true
a boon okay sure what are so you know chia ling ke demanda ni bol dio ye be lunjo ko ya take tenian get technical problem but bol got chia got a wood but wet when min la no in a many wood they come ra wood but that problem bo la no kana mi mi de le de cha ni je chi mi de la ngang di je ma lat ke ni je la ko mi je kon yo to wo ko quality ni wi ne ko ku ya na mo ni ne ko ngo bom ka yo to mi ja ka chi ma na ko bi ro no re ju tet ke je de ku le te di but bran wa ka re yol re ga no no we ka ma to ko no we da na kan ro ne palpin changa na je ga jang ka solution ka no mo ba we kan ba kam ra no we kwa declare ne je mi jang o ne ga na chu na pin ka ma jin we dan mi jana la re ka ngu cha jo wo jo di o ram ro ye balani interest de balani interest ne ka self care try go je ko mi je a ko mi go ka jang ko mi lo ro long ka jang ani o ko mi je ku je ben ka no re ko le ni interest jani jeden yale ni interest no re you kun mu woke ka Uganda no damro en Uganda balani interest Ugandans damro Ethiopia balani interest neke so yen mikam yen widurar damro runa banwer balani interest nore ka jede jeng no ko yen yala yen nore so bull thank you Cherry me welcome back no joke
yeah we had a little interruption
yeah no problem so when you why amun nogi o de na de corona economically and other reasons can I socially the point you got what makes you think amun nogi je o de na de corona could do lot on this subject amun nogi o de kon de corona why is it obvious to you a benefit them de nori chu jago mi chika na jagan tam ka South Sudan ke Ethiopia ke Kampala ke US point the ke Europe or anywhere else so kwema la ne la michi economic study what benefit modern wori jeko ba kamraran
well it's miche if you look at the totality of it all secession itself as you know you're removing yourself from whatever organization or allegiance you have towards a country, right? And what allegiance do I have for South Sudan? What may for one? What allegiance do you have towards that nation? You know, and you have the naysayers that have their own interests, you know, and that's I'm not going to break away from that point. My reasoning myself is it's more along the lines of altruism, because as you can be fine there in America, I can be fine here in America, or you know, wherever you may be, I'll be just fine. You know, I find that people in my age mates or my colleagues, they don't walk around with enough conviction to realize there's something bigger than themselves. Especially that should spring you up to thinking, this is not something just to look over, you know. So as far as role not in an economic perspective, well, it's quite simple. We have abundance in natural resources. You know, obviously, we can avoid the resource curse. That can easily be the most successful nation in that entire region, and probably eclipse Nigeria. As far as
sorry, I can't know Goro be emphasize a point more. Tamama by a lot of bull and Mikam corner are and way done. A Ronald easily a thick. They are the most successful allow with Miriam Nijan, East Africa, they're Nigeria limbo. So Bull, can you emphasize that point again? Can I con?
Okay. So
Yeah.
So I mentioned one thing, the resource curse. That's when states abundance and resource. Usually to turmoil then kuna to code over you know. And you look at states like Burkina Faso don't have any resources, but they're generally stable, you know. So we can avoid that. The sky's the limit. So Miladen and Michikon Rodan our institutions are built. By the way, juggling Nuer kind of
No problem. Maybe a lot of talking in equal lot of talking in
yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make that point.
Yeah.
Okay. So we can easily, I wouldn't say easily because Nigeria they have the mindset of Kawaii is a tool. They use as a tool. Beneke uses a tool as well. But that's the reason even though Itaka Galia just like we do, and then obviously they have the port. So there's a lot of there's a lot of variables. We won't be able to explain in one session, but those variables are there. But wait, as far as Naath, we have an abundance of resources. We have the human capital to move it on, and then we have the land money. Land money. We can be 30 millions and still we will have enough space to roam.
Wow.
You know?
Okay. Look at that point. So then you pull a lot. I think you've no 30 million. What they call Lord Munamo. The kind of then 6 million. So need a lot wale a mundane queer. And it can like we need a dimension then moon. And did and moon can we need a go.
It got a little dark there.
Okay. Okay. So you know, we have the land. Take on human capital. Can we look at human capital?
Okay, human capital. Again, the Nathan Kutatin, the citizenry there, and then whether it's skilled labor, whether it's the skilled labor, because we have a lot of that too. I mean, look at you, you're a professor.
But the engineer, anything, and
right.
And yeah, and I did long lot Turkey and all of this.
Exactly. So the human capital again, Nathan, we wait kulala. You know, so you make the investment. Or be doing like by your own age. That's human capital. You went and made that investment.
Yes.
And your value is you hold between you know, in that scope. So that's your value. You know, boom alone. You know, we're past that. You know, and ultimately, for an economic success in all nations is usually the liberation of women. You know, men more freedom. Take a society down. Liberation of women, bunny. But at the same time, we're progressive in certain ways. You know.
So that's interesting here. A lot of who kind of progressive in certain ways. Go to any like a lot in where you kind of progressive, but they go along the terrain where he know them and no go by here about dumping, we by Niman dumping. So here mo queen a lot no and by your left and lot go by men who ni care. Then be Ramalet, so half of our workforce by you level. Go to men can get Kadeka Latbo, who are left, then we get twice as strong.
Yes, that's literally half of our workforce. You know, liberating these women. Even just liberation alone, if you look at the Tigray or the Eritreans themselves, the women's aren't sitting back. We're waiting on the men to liberate our country. They're literally on the battlefield with them, whether it's just making meal or or bandaging the arms. And that's an extreme perspective of it. But women are literally half the human race, if not just a tiny bit more.
Right.
So liberating them is key. That'll solve. That'll probably solve half our problem, considering they're half the world.
Okay. So could liberation and men bagagor could be, because right now to can't get problem new within point can winnable. Telagor me wrong again. Here all we have the same problem with them. So could we do? Make you can't declare an independence. Because you do go by near backing equally. Here, will that be impossible?
No, this is all of this is in the realm of possibility, especially the movement to secede from what is called South Sudan. Hopefully soon we can say what is formally called South Sudan. But that's all in the realms of possibility. But like we can't none long. Oh, none. People have done this. The last century, the end of the last century alone, which is honestly is a precursor to what's going on now. It all connects. It's like a wave from that last century. Because as you know, we could look at Bosnia and Herzegovina. We could look at we could look at that whole Baltic area. And it's eerily similar, without the religious aspect to what's going on in South Sudan.
So, in the former Yugoslavia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, Kosovo, Serbia, and the Macedonia, and the rest. Okay.
Right. So don't think just when have you asked me earlier, and we kind of veered off why they are not good. I never felt nationalistic about South Sudan. Like, I never really felt that, and I was closer. I'm probably more. I would probably, as far as current states, I would probably say I would represent the country I'm in now more than what's going on in Juba.
Okay. So, Ladino, you feel more like in South Sudan, many berar. You feel more like the US way do than South Sudan.
Yeah. And that's not a betrayal to my people. But it's more so me saying I have no allegiance to what me and then even before that, even prior to 2013, I never felt there's no jubilation, obviously breaking away from Jalamni was a step.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we must carve out our piece that belongs rightfully to us. Carve that out right out. There's no argument.
Yeah.
So yes, and those people that are online saying that this is some pipe dream or it can't happen. I know some of these people personally, and I know we live in a litigious society, so I'm not going to mention no name because I don't want to end up in court with these people. But these people are pursuing sexual escapades, but they're acting like, oh, I'm about Nuer. No, these are all. This is just a front, So if you're listening or rewatching this video, analyze yourself before you interject in these conversations, because these are serious conversations that need to be had. Because we're talking about lives here. We're not just talking about what we can gain out of this. And like I said, Degwa, if I just stay in America, you know, I'll be just fine.
Yeah, go jin wat ka ci gor ka long rodu ka ngi tok ka ngi culture ma ngude ji pen go de ro ya ka.
Right.
But dear ni jin ka ne ko.
Yes. And I believe to look the idea of rolling out, they have ulterior motives to go to Canada, and they're already attached to Neki and to take a Juba already. So and these are not, you don't have to be a psychologist to see through their facade. You know, it's not all that impressive.
Yeah.
To be quite frank. You know, but yeah, like I said, I won't, mention any names. We're in a litigious society, so I'll leave that be.
Yeah. You said earlier here, maybe around South Sudan. Can you remember which law way?
No.
Come get your and tell me roll not. They you go your way.
Yes, absolutely.
Why? Come with you go your way to get
pride come from the fact connect not and so it doesn't it's in the word, I don't
roll not, okay.
Yeah. Yes, South Sudan. And then on top of that, I just have pride in being a Nuer. This is prior to 2013. 2013 kind of made it more pronounced.
Yeah.
And then Nuer, because Janek on that and the way we responded, Bunny, made me even more proud because it's just like, and then with this living in the Western world, you pay a social price for the things you choose to promote, such as because my friends outside of the Sudanese community, they're like, because I think I had the image of Peter Gadet for like 5 years on my Facebook, and they were just like, "What's going on there? Are you some sort of rebel now?" Like, no, there's like there's things that you wouldn't understand, So I'll just leave it at that because some of them don't even know South Sudan as a nation. So a lot of friends, I just had to pay that price because I'm that proud. I'm a Nuer. So yes, to your point, I would be very proud. Me charo not chakamra and when charo not come out.
Yeah, kada ajan manan bo. Ko me ronat ka gujiro do la ramiran. Then ngi di woni ni gwan ta lo gudong tin. Do di gun tin no wana mo.
Yes.
So jan do we chang chang US ko anywhere else bi ngaji no mo jan homeland ka ji. Ka bi ngaji right ka je nuore. And also too a possibility I don't them work Gur or anybody else they are core ke ronabo mupenya ko roll nuare.
Yes,
that's the way I feel too manen bo me come jara rona the low day every new day you are patriotic we do canadian do metke lakel but ka South Sudan chiri meriam dan kana wait dan cham medal lakel.
No.
Well, me talking about right South Sudanese here talking nuara. So, katande okay here tanuare. Okay. Now, what would you tell when it into the US here diaspora ko larno? What is the big problem? Tell me. The way do me come get out of roll not. What problems would it solve? Come when given you've lived in the US now, 20 years, you can challenges, so me come here out of roll not. What problems would it solve? When it into the US, Canada, and diaspora, whether economic or social, what problems there would
Well, it wouldn't be just when many money, you know, they would have a stake in this, obviously.
Yes,
just like we mentioned earlier, but it would solve a lot of economical issues. Like and this is all contingent on proper institutions, but because as we know, take Nathan one like Chamino, and oftentimes one, yes, I blame them, but Chinga Bell alone because they. I'm a kind of yo man then because you're giving them $1 billion contracts. He doesn't know what to do with himself, But if we were to go the right path of, like I said earlier, avoid the resource curse that a lot of resource-rich countries have, avoid that, and actually build proper institution to to fight the corruption here and there, because every government is going to have a bit of corruption, whether it's in the military or in the private sector or the policymakers themselves.
When the U.S. government did corruption, but you know queer, but they didn't.
Yeah, we won't even get to that. But how it would affect them personally is, well, for one, there's going to be that sense of euphoria that talk away, and then secondly, you're going somewhere without being a target. Because taking a like look at Juba, they don't feel too comfortable because of things they said in the past on Facebook, or even after they because taking a to like the and they don't even feel wholly comfortable by going back there. So you'll have a safe haven. That's one. Because they take all our deport. You won't be getting deported to Juba. You'll be getting deported to Naath. And then you'll actually learn a tough lesson there, because they're not going to play with you, because I understand Nuer there and discipline go together quite well. I know that from personal experience, So you get deported, they'll teach you a good lesson over there. But yeah, just those kind of aspects. Obviously, the people I'm focused more on, Canadian Ping already right now. Their lives would change dramatically. Those camps in Juba, those camps in Bentil will be dismantled, because truly, aid doesn't work. It does not work at all. It creates dependency.
Okay, good dependency.
Dependency. You mentioned it before, kind of video, Nicole. But dependency. Rami Kwaram. Rami Kwaram. Rami Dong. Hopefully that makes sense. I said I'm a little session there, but yeah. So like go to internet. So dependency, for example, we ding machar mintaga Juba. Quite depend by secure a job, even though take a dig which is more elite than they could take care of. That's dependency. So yeah, they would be more secure overall, the men and the women in the diaspora. But like I said, the focus should really be on the nation to thing.
But Queen into the diaspora. So ladino micha ya kamra ronat near Canadian tarar one me deka yo jugbo ko deka yo jugbo. So she con de ke economic problem to continent ko US one me ko US or wherever needing one changing government housing tanaka project ne. But me berar way down ko tarama ka wide tarama ka rama mar ke je corona. Then they yo jaga from Rona to here. Hello, an economic situation, and they're all together. It
would improve almost instantaneously, because there'll be that we'll have the exodus from Juba, because they choose, You know, we seen the floods. You know, there's the tents are so thin that water is just, you know, seeping through. When I read something, I think it was 3 weeks ago about that, I was just like, you know, it's like your heart can only break to pieces so many times. You know, it's like, when are we gonna realize? All the tribes, yours is upfront and personal. Every time I interview IDP camps in Juba, running around. So there's not this. You can't fool me there, because even though I hear it completely. I'm you know, I'm very coherent as far as you know, taking in the information. It's just, you know, kind of regurgitating.
But you're right. But yeah.
So yeah, junior con over there. So I can't try to fool along. It's how Sudan quite choose. No, I'm sure because there's corruption. Yeah, take a down Johnny to choose, but they're not at a dire position. You know.
Yeah.
Con.
Can you US man one member? Come on, take a kawaii need to choose. Jade man lulu kawaii ni chui kekel chui Canadian char.
Yes.
So Nadu Ramu Lare chui Nadi Alga South Sudan. And if we name a ladder, he look an over swung and him with your lar.
Oftentimes, we look at we look at the fact that they're trying to avoid it, but it's the old psychological term. What they call that? The cognitive dissonance.
Cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, cognitive dissonance. Yeah. So it's mostly that they don't want to accept the fact that they're wrong in that respect, and that's what a lot of our people here in the diaspora is against the idea of Naath. They're too deep into what they're doing already, and that's usually that big C word. They're corrupt. They're corrupted, and to hop back out of that and trying to clean your hands out of that, it's like it's too late. You know, they're in murky water. So oftentimes they will never explain to you, or they'll never get on here and actually trying to have an honest debate about it. Because I mean, I would love that. You know, if you can have an honest, respectful debate and actually make some good points to make me think that Naath isn't such a good idea. Please, I mean, there's no way, because I've spoken to these people in my personal life, and they had no points at all, other than we'd be weaker because the whole country is bigger. Size doesn't mean you're strong. Look at Israel.
Yes.
Tiny nation.
Yes. Lenya Congo go bomb. Congo ni all of West Africa did. I can't look at Israel, bo.
Yeah.
We Rwanda queer Congo the boss around all the time. Rwanda we talking down. Queer Congo the boss. Wow.
Yeah. So
me size did anyway to me here and lodo be bomb. And we could bomb by the bomb come win.
Those institutions, they have to be strong. If you don't have strong institutions, you're destined for failure. You know, if there's no form of checks and balances, like look at Juba right now, there is no forms of checks and balances at all. You can, the president, the head of the state, can fire anyone he wants and call it a Republican decree. Like, come on.
Republican decree, the cherry contradiction in terms. Code rape republic, any baker Latin. Re can a publica, re a load door, and a publica loan ideal. So re publica, a door may not do any deal. Could door may not do any deal, again point and wait. So,
but I guess it could make sense in a sense, because he believes he speaks for everybody. But I don't think he speaks for Nuer at all. Not even close. you know.
So ijani jan tukne ni dial kai jan ngedne ni dial.
Yes.
Come on, dictatorship anamo.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and you know, I'm wearing the wrong shirt right now. I was. Give me 1 second, because some of these people need to be inspired. You know.
Okay. Maybe in inspirational T-shirt. So yanen kabul. We de kamrar. Kwela guy can didn't ngage cha de kamrar and we. Ka benefit ni de no rega jek. Kyalat. Ka gadan mo bo. De ni run ba de ki run baro. A canon year 29 ka lade je de we kamrar. Cha goy de nen. So here mare apalke. And obi and o cha would become kamrar. Oh. A teacher would not.
It's only right. It's only fitting. Even though, you know, kind of better, so it works.
Garbo, but gar indini jan chiri mi jan gar ja gar loiran. Loj mu kana gar ba cha nyam du gar ma tel mu lore ka mate gar mate ke jang ya gar nuora.
Right.
Ka ngore yik chira ne malare ga nuore. Loken koike thai tel mi ya ben ko kor chikan kor nuore long. Mi ya ben ka chiang ni na chiang nuore. So den aro gwi den aro mala wune nuore, especially kon wune. Go de mu bum bum na mo. So you loyal te do chi your mu ke bi would not. And tell me, could we do? And would they Lara, because we come close to the end of our show. So one last word. Could Lloyd do lot when it comes to this? And would they Lara any young people in your age group or younger, the US, Australia, Canada, any break to go out the ticket. Why should they be involved in this? What can you tell them to get them out of their apathy?
Okay. I would say this. I say have more conviction in life. Realize there's more to this than being in the U.S. than, you know, because it's the weekend now, you know, taking, especially in the Western world, taking it to like what good or big or a weekend party, like, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know? But realize, Chankel, go to door me, maybe Judy you know, and it can, you know, that can live on, you know, it doesn't have to be, it can be building, it can be obviously building a home for your mother in rolling up, you know, it can be, it can be the fact that you joining this is, it should be self-explanatory because chicken chew everywhere. So one thing I can say is I think one reason that people shy away is maybe we need to reinforce the fact that this is done by peoples of all nations. No, it's literally within your grasp. So look at it as if read up on it, you know, realize that it's actually possible, you know. And we were just talking about the last century here, you know, the 90s in the Balkans. If they can do that, you can do that, you know. South Sudan literally was the last decade. That country was formed in the last decade. Because what you we doing come now, right? Now we doing come now, bunny. chọc với yêu cái có gộp đun chỗ là cái này cái no. Another thing on the topic of John, naked enemy again. Taking John and me mentioned it right this February. Chẳng hạn dân quy dân enemy dun. Yes, so quy dân enemy dun. So quy dân enemy dun. Ko take a got ka Nuer in your Johnny man. Major one of your got a man. One Nuer. One Japan, America, and Jamal Yaping. How could you this that and a third? I mean then don't know any money. It'll be done got a lot to get away. It go down me and or check money and why would you do that? Or you just we disown you. We don't have that kind of animosity towards them. Yes, we need to realize So even right now, Menica, because I'm in Nebraska, so Menica didn't take but I had this conversation with them. Who can understand 100%? The way the dog, it's inevitable because one is deep into the politics of what's going on back home. But not to stray away from the point. Jang naked enemy dien con la dot con walk each year. Jang Karadian. No, Jang they've been planning. What are we doing? Well, wait, Nate Logia, but chicken and Damaria. What's the point? Oh, they go join. Why are you begging for peace? So I would say, take heart in the fact. So let's move forward in a way that. We determine our own destiny. So let's determine our own destiny. If it happens, we'll figure it out. Before, and we're at peace. As things stand, And you mentioned this fact yesterday. I'm surprised would already end up even more. So I would say take heart, whether you Tika America or Tika Africa, take heart. It'll not is possible.
Right, we go along ball. Janon chia mari chia ling. Kung wat mi nga je no ba kam ni jara ro na da. Na me chia mi dir ka je. Ka gan mi chi pe ka ro me. Nga ye go ide in US ka nga ye problem ni in the US. Ka la de je o ba kam ra ro na. Che lar benefit ni. Ka jan bo point de gat ken mi chi gor. Che economics ye kam ra. When it chia ti. Chia ka ne de we ru ya la ka chia mari. Ka chia lar bo. Ni me chenga berar South Sudan ka ro de gujala saran South Sudan mani an bo the left pride the chin loy de te do haran South Sudan me no ga ni je okay cha ja lap cha wo but then pride la de garan go eta ko we kana ma re loy de ku South Sudan la loy da gui ni ro no ra ajen gwan gwe je ne me jen we da ka dio je man jin bo Yiram Gwike program. But learn a road to talk ni mar here the mar. Learn a road to talk. Nogini ro nada. Tell us South Sudan mingaji. Nogini nueri. Tell us South Sudan mingaji. Tell us South Sudan and Nogi. A corner will come around and way down. Ni Yiram Gwik. Kadwali o dong tung nuerida. Dong Chabumagua. Charmo woyere Lloyd. Ajin gan nuara riam du kana tek du ajin gad wit ajin nya wit ro nuara na mo jan gwa anti jin tin ajin valuable gor ka ji det ka ji tet identity du jin gan nuara jin yen nuara min noke ka da bu ji te no mo jen we do wana me dong we ro du ala la ramishar wini mi ajin gat we wini mi ajin nya we ngat nuore whether take a US ki Australia ki ka kuma ki ka Europe ki ni point ro na ba tela ga dak nen gan nuore en kel ka chwa je gwit bolo tela gwat ko na tek de nuore take a gondo de ki man do na mu bum bum mi te rei nat mi ci joytin tela ramisel mun ka kondial Agent Wedan, agent homeland ka kon. Chi mare kon wo kan me. A chang dia lat ko tung lin ni, lat ko tung lin. Lat ko tung ngaji. Ko men lat ke ya rona. Dong loy du lan war. Gor ka ji, kan na ka ji. Agent gat wit, agent ya wit. Na me Wedan kon dia. Ki loy de te dalom. Bol o yer ben ka program wala ka dio ye cha ling angwani tingwan ngwani nyer kan ngwani dol de mar ku woni jin ko wo bina le jode ne me yen e de gujo de la ta loy ka bia ku nien ga mal ku te kel ga ye ku do pot bo en ronat ko alon
can deny uror away lauka nyerol chendananga amulal kalona chieng one con ei akwang one con kan ya nuare tore la kana ting amoran kelu chanong non de nuaran gel pinye anda ke chieng one con ei akwang one con kan ya nuare tore la kana ting amoran kelu chanong non de nuaran gel pinye chieng one con ei akwang one con kan ya nuare tore la kana chieng amoran kelu chanong non de nuaran gel pinye chieng wara ngai ko pom de we kan war kan go cha de on yang de jam war ma cha dewan yang na jano warma ayo jeng wara ngai ka pom de we kan por kan go cha dewan